My brother emptied my bank account. Not a small amount, I'm talking about every single dollar I had saved for 5 years. But what he didn't know was that his biggest mistake was doing it to me. Growing up, my brother Daniel and I were extremely close. We were raised by a single mother who worked 2 jobs just to keep food on the table. Because life was hard, we made a promise to each other when we were kids. We said that if one of us ever made it in life, we would help the other no matter what. Years later, I started a small online business selling digital products. At first it was slow, and there were months I almost gave up. But after 2 years, things finally started to work. My business began growing faster than I expected. For the first time in my life, I wasn't struggling anymore. I was saving thousands of dollars every month, building the kind of security my family never had growing up. And because Daniel was my brother, I trusted him more than anyone. So when he told me he was going through financial problems, I didn't hesitate to help. I paid a few of his bills, helped him cover rent a couple of times, and even helped him look for job opportunities. One evening, Daniel called me sounding extremely stressed. He said he was trying to get a business loan, but the lender wanted proof that he had financial backing. He told me he had an idea. He asked if I could temporarily add him to my bank account so the lender could see that he had access to funds. He promised me he wouldn't touch a single dollar. "Bro, I swear," he said, "I just need them to see the balance, that's it." I hesitated for a moment, but he was my brother. I believed him. So I added him as a temporary authorized user. The next morning, I woke up to my phone buzzing nonstop, notification after notification from my bank. Transfer confirmed. Transfer confirmed. Transfer confirmed. My heart started racing as I opened the banking app. My savings account balance was 0. Every dollar I had worked for over the last 5 years was gone. I checked the transfer details, hoping it was some kind of error, but the name on every single transfer was the same. Daniel, my own brother, had emptied my bank account. I called him immediately, no answer. I called again, nothing. I kept calling over and over, but he completely ignored me. Hours later, he finally sent a message. "Relax, bro, it's just a temporary investment. I'll pay you back." I couldn't believe what I was reading. That wasn't temporary money, that was everything I had. I called him again, and this time he answered. When I demanded my money back, his voice completely changed. He said something I will never forget. "You're doing fine anyway, you can make it back." Hearing that from my own brother felt worse than the money being gone. It felt like everything we had been through growing up meant nothing to him. When I told the rest of the family what happened, I expected them to support me. But instead, most of them told me not to make it a big issue. They kept repeating the same thing. "He's your brother." But to me, that didn't make it okay. Trust is one thing, stealing is another. So I decided I wasn't going to let it go. What Daniel didn't realize was that when he transferred the money, he made a huge mistake. Large transfers between linked accounts automatically trigger security reviews at my bank. Every transaction was recorded and flagged. Not only that, but the bank also had the exact account numbers where the money was sent. So I reported the transfers as unauthorized. The bank immediately opened an investigation. Within a few days, the account that received my money was frozen. And that account belonged to Daniel. It turned out he had already started spending the money trying to invest in some risky business idea that completely failed. When the bank froze his account, he panicked. Suddenly, he started calling me over and over again. For the first time since everything happened, he sounded nervous. He begged me to cancel the report and stop the investigation. He said if the bank continued looking into it, he could face serious consequences. But I remembered exactly what he told me earlier. "You can make it back." So I told him something he didn't expect. "You're right, I probably can make it back. But that doesn't mean you get away with stealing from me." A few weeks later, the bank completed their investigation. Most of my money was recovered and returned to my account. But Daniel lost far more than he ever imagined. And the biggest lesson I learned from all of this is something I'll never forget. Sometimes the people closest to you aren't the ones who support your success. Sometimes they're the ones waiting for the opportunity to take it.